Third question, can't beat Hyundai, Kia, Maruti maintenance service cost. Once your Skoda VW gets old, service cost will make you cry, hence very low sales. Very low sales, I'll say Volkswagen Skoda, they do have a quota for India and they do have a quota for exports. Their total production capacity is around 1.60 lakhs and last year they sold 1 lakh cars in India. So it is like they're selling this much number of cars by choice, and they're not doing the same mistake what Ford has done. Ford got good response for I believe EcoSport, and they invested in Gujarat's plant. That was a state of an art plant, and that backfired because Figo and Aspire, they didn't sell well. So Volkswagen is not getting excited after seeing the sales of these 4 cars. They just using that Chakan plant itself, and they know that things change very fast. India is moving towards hybrid and EVs, so they're not jumping the gun. So I'm not worried about the sales. If sales is the parameter, then I would say that Volkswagen Group is number 1 in world, and they actually are selling profitable products in Europe, unlike selling products in some underdeveloped countries. So that's a different debate. But in your case, I'll say I do have a Volkswagen Polo also, and yes, their parts are costly, but eventually these cars last long, unlike I'll say Hyundai, Maruti, which give up the performance in 6-7 years. These cars will remain as it is after 10-11 years, the paint, the engine performance. And some guys will come up and say that Hyundai, Maruti also stays the same. Brother, we are driving Elite i20 and WagonR also. The thing is, you guys have never driven good cars, that you get to know what good cars are and how good cars remain the same after 7-8 years. Splendor, देखो मेरे पास भी है ऐसी चीज़ है. स्प्लेंडर आप 7-8 साल के बाद चलेगा तो सही ना, उसको अगर आप उसको एक्सेलरेट करोगे आगे तो जाएगा ही. और अगर आप बोलो पता नहीं यार लोग क्यों कावासाकी लेते हैं, पता नहीं यार लोग क्यों R15 लेते हैं, बिकॉज यू हैव नॉट ड्रिवन दोज व्हीकल्स. Same is the case with Skoda and VW. Once you keep these vehicles, you cannot move back to inferior brands, especially in India. So eventually after 4-5 years, if some parts costs will come up, we are ready to pay. That's not an issue, because I'm not unhappy with my VW Polo, which has average service cost of around 7,500, 8,500 per year. That's a normal thing. Just last year itself, I have changed the suspension, and this year I replaced the clutch plate. But my car is like new, still new. It's good to go for 70,000-80,000 kilometers, maybe for 4-5 years. It's been already 10 years. So no case with the reliability with my Skoda Volkswagen cars. I believe if you maintain them well, if you get them serviced from service center, they won't trouble you in the long run, unlike other brands which kind of degrade the performance over the years. So it's a long debate. I want someone to sit and I can simply prove, because we are driving WagonR and Elite i20 also.